What is up, everyone, and welcome to the 5th Collaborator Instagram Live Musician Spotlight. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Seth Kitchen, and we run a GPS-based music application here in Springfield, Missouri, where we work hard to get our musicians more exposure, more revenue, and collaborators for their music. So one of the ways we can do that is through this Instagram Spotlight. Welcome, Matt Crisis and Paul, of course. One of the ways that we can do that is through this Instagram Spotlight. Get your stories out there. Another way is through new album covers and music videos. So we'll share that on our page. If you have a release coming out, DM us and we'll try and get that on our page so we can get the word out there. And if you're interested in shooting us your story, go ahead and DM us and we'll try and get you an interview just like we are today. Hey, what's up? Welcome, Waves. Welcome, everyone. Glad to have you on. See some first-time viewers, so glad to have you. Today we have a solo artist / producer. His name's Pual Saint. He's from Florida. What's up, rapper Ethan? Appreciate it. We're excited because one of his tracks, Ascend, was uploaded to our platform, and we recently got it shortlisted on a licensing site. So hopefully that goes somewhere and he'll get some good revenue from that. The way we can say it is his electric sound is classic. It's got some great build-ups and drops, and with that, we'll try and get him on the phone here and get him in the call. Welcome, Adam Black. Good to have you. Let's see if he... What's going on?
How are you?
Welcome. Doing great. How about you?
I am doing pretty good.
Awesome. So I'd like to start off, if we can, with your background and the music scene in Florida. Can you kind of walk us through where you're from and how you got into music?
Yeah, I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. The music scene here is very diverse where I'm from. In Duval County, we're very diverse. I'm from a city where we have a whole bunch of rappers. So it's kind of like awesome being the only producer, technically a little bit in my city. I started getting into music because I wanted to be an actor and I wanted to do musicals. And then I got to the point where I wanted to produce musicals because I always was like, that was my thing. I want to be an actor, be in musicals. And then it got me into producing music. And then ever since then, I've just been in the game with producing because I've never left it. I just felt in love with, I felt in love with the pattern. I felt in love with the success stories that I hear. I want to be that person that has a success story. That's good.
Oh yeah, that's everyone, right?
Yeah.
So walk me through, kind of how you classify your music. What kind of box can we put you in? If you were to describe yourself today, how would you describe yourself?
Let's see. That's interesting. I really don't know, honestly. I would describe myself as a classic electronic music producer because, I love all music genres, but I'm very for the classic, like complextro, electronic, dance hall. So like I'm with the originality. Not saying that the future synth, future bass isn't cool, but I love that genre. But I love how I stick to originality. Like I'm using plucks. I'm using synths. I'm not using these out of turn genres. Pretty much, if I could say that. But out of turn, what I mean is like the different genres. Like say we have future bass, then you have future house, and you have future pop, and you have future legacy. You have a whole bunch. So I try to stick to the originals because it's easier. It's easier to stand out instead of follow.
Right. So which song do you think best represents you? Like if you're going out to someone, you're saying, "Hey, this is me on a song." Which song would that be?
Oh, let's see. Wow. Spectrum by Zed. Spectrum for sure by Zed. Yes.
Plus, that's one thing I was going to bring up too. Is I love the fact that you like remix and do other people's tracks because I listen to them like, whoa, I would not expect the song to go that way, and I would say it almost sounds better. Honestly, the way you
Thank
did it.
you.
Yeah, for sure. So can you kind of walk us through? Do you listen to these songs on the radio and then decide, hey, I'm going to go remix that, or how does that work?
Normally, when it comes to remixing, I'm very peculiar because like. I want to when I hear songs, sometimes I'm like, okay, this song sounds good, but then in my head, like I can reconstruct the whole song, and then I just go on my laptop and I pretty much just put it in. Like with my remix I did for it was the David Guetta track. No, I don't think it was David Guetta. It was Like I Do, which I think was by Brooks, David Guetta, and a few other people. It's by three main artists. When I originally heard the song, I was like, oh my god, this is really good, but I wondered how it would sound like electronic complexual wise. So I took the main chord progression, was like the dun 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 dun. I took that, flipped that, added plugs, and we like added the bass, and I just wanted some hard, like a hard progression break. So before we did the break, I did a chord build up, and it just kind of flowed in together. And it was kind of crazy because I imagined the whole setup in my head, how it was going to be, and I just basically took it from my mind and I put it on FL Studio.
Oh yeah. So you're an FL Studio fan, huh?
Yes, I love FL Studio.
So on that, what's your music setup kind of look like? Do you have a home studio, or do you go to a specific studio that you can give a shout out?
I don't go to a studio right now. I'm still trying to build my home studio. It's like in my garage, we have a room, kind of like a spare room. So me and my sister started tricking out. You know, we have in the background, we have a Wiccan. It's like a Wiccan kind of carpet / flag, but it's really unique. It has a huge elephant on it. After, I guess, Ganesh, I think that's her name. We have that. And in there, we have two board setups. We have the bottom one, which I keep my laptop on, and we have the Audio Technica mic, the Audio Technica headphones. I plan on getting the Rocket 5th generation speakers, because I'm really looking for speakers, because I'm tired of using headphones, because after a while, you know, you can't really get the full max potential in the headphones, which I totally understand. So I really want to have speakers the most.
Oh yeah. So can you tell us like who you're inspired by? You know, I know you obviously are remixing people that you like, but is there some, you know, specific maybe other remixer or producer that you don't really like? Maybe you'd want to work with them, collaborate with them, that sort of thing?
I would love to collaborate with Mort Fusting. Mort Fusting the most. Zed for sure. I love Zed. I've always loved Zed. And I love him since like the first time I got on SoundCloud and I played his music. I was like, holy crap, you know, it inspired me. So Mort Fusting, Zed. It's a producer called Vincent who just really got on the scene, but he does trap electronic, and he is such a god when he produces. Excuse me. It's like very intriguing.
I think you have some people in the chat that are saying they want to do some songs with you too. So maybe hook it
Oh, awesome. Okay, definitely. Follow me. I'll follow you back, and we can definitely work.
So do you collaborate with a lot of people normally, and are they normally in Florida, or do you work worldwide? How does that work?
I work worldwide. I just started collaborating with some hometown artists. His name's Love Kills. We're doing some emo trap type music right now.
Oh, nice.
Because I want to go to.
That's a little
different.
different.
I want to. Yeah, I know, and I love emo trap music, emo rap, emo pop, like Lil Peep. I love all the genres basically, but country. I'm not a really huge country fan. But I work with Adam Dunn. He's actually here. He's from Ireland. That's one of my very good friends. I work internationally for sure. My friend
got
Lex.
Another Florida person too that's shouting out to you.
Oh, look at that, Florida gang. That's what I'm talking about. See, all the good ones come from Florida, literally.
So if you know, what country do you want to go visit? Some country and produce music somewhere, or that you have in mind? Or
I want to go to Amsterdam.
Oh yeah, why Amsterdam?
Yeah. Because I just feel like the energy in Amsterdam is very pure, and I would love to experience that. Go to a music festival there, experience how they really work. You know, I think it'd be kind of cool. It's just an interesting place to visit. That's what I really just want to do.
Okay, yeah. So you talked about FL Studio being a tool you use. Do you have like plugins specifically that you use in FL Studio? And then, you know, also, you know, what kind of instruments do you make your own samples, or do you get them off of a splice or something like that? Can you walk us through kind of that?
Yeah. Well, the plugins I use Silent One, mainly Silent One, Avenger, and I'm gonna say Massive sometimes. Sometimes it depends on what I'm trying to produce, but mainly I use Avenger, Silent One, and I also use some plugins by Ataris, or I think it's Atara. It's Circle XY, I think. It's for analog, songs. Analog, future synth, future wave. It's all of it, but I use that. It's one VST called Analog that I just recently started using a lot because I'm in the synthwave genre right now of my career when I'm really in love with that sound from the 80s and the 90s. Yes, I do. Serum is a go-to. Serum's pretty good. Serum's really good. Also Spire. Spire is really good too.
Yeah. So what about samples? Do you make your own samples, or do you get those from
I depending. Sometimes like it depends. Like if I have a kick, I sometimes I make my own kick, or sometimes if I just really am on the rush and I'm really looking for a certain kick, I go to usually Black Octopus Sounds. I use their samples a lot. They are my favorite sample pack company besides Somatics. I used to have Splice, but I don't use Splice anymore. I use Sounds.com. Sounds is kind of like Splice, but they're a little bit, I think, more cheaper than Splice, but they are really good with the libraries and the expansions.
So when you say make your own kick, right? Are you using like an actual like drum for that, or how or a pad, or what is that?
I use a pad, and I also use the the native VST plugin called Bass Drum on FL Studio, and I tend to EQ it. With Bass Drum, to me, using Bass Drum is more easier because then I can be like, all right, I have a default kick, and now I can make it how I want to make it. If I want to make it punchy, I know exactly what mastering and what plugins to use to make it punchy. If I want to make it huge, because sometimes I can't find the kick I want. So now I'm struggling with making my own kick, which I'm not really struggling. It's just that I'm a perfectionist sometimes when it comes to certain things because I want people to enjoy my music without any issues at all, really.
Right. So we have TS Shivs saying stuff about old rhythm,
Yes.
and mouse. Have you ever heard of these?
Let's see. Start with Sign Kick. Oh, I never heard of Sign before. No, I have not. Now I've heard of Rhythm. Rhythm. Yes. Just upload a new clip. I'm gonna have to check that out. Holy crap. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mary Jane
I just want to
Holland.
point out maybe that's something, because like I said, I don't produce, so it's interesting to talk to you guys and see what different kind of stuff you guys are going to be cool. If you reach out and you actually find some cool new tool or something like that, or they get some new cool tool from you, that would be
Correct.
pretty awesome. Appreciate you guys sharing. So what about so my favorite song of yours is Interstellar, because I mean it's got that huge build up and then all of a sudden it just
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's like it's like right at the beginning too. But I think that one, to me is your unique. I know I asked you what yours was, but so can you kind of walk us through, how'd you come up with the idea for that song and kind of your process of creating it?
Yes. Okay. So Interstellar, I think I started that song 2 years ago. I was in a dead mouse phase when I made that song.
Oh yeah.
And I was trying to make a good chord progression because dead mouse's chord progressions are always on point. And I was like, man, I really want to make chord progression. So I sat there on my Kawaii. It's the Kawaii artist concert piano that I have here. I sat there and I was coming up with melodies, and I was just like, I'm not really liking anything I'm hearing. So I go to Silent One, and the main synth that you hear is actually a pad that I wound up toning down all the way down. And then as the buildup came, I made the synth become louder. So it's really a pad that was like, what the way I'm trying to say? It was a pad that was muted to a certain extent, and then it transformed into a synth. So the whole all the synths you hear is made from one pad. So the airy synths I made with Valhalla. That's why it sounds so airy when the beat drops.
Oh yeah.
But when making that song, it started off at 60 BPM, and then it goes up to 120 BPM. That's why I wanted to create the rising effect pretty much, is what I'm trying to say. It's the rising effect. So that's why it starts off slow, and then it picks up, and then it stays 120 all the way out. And when I'm making that, I was like, I want to do something very original. I want to do something 2013. So the drop was probably the most hardest was the beginning drop. It was hard for me to actually nail the chords correctly because I wanted the chords to be precise. I want everything to be precise. And like from when the drop first happens, there's a vocal pattern that goes and then it goes in. Oh wait. Okay, there we go. And then
I'm waving to people in the chat, and sometimes it flips the camera. My bad. Sorry.
It's fine. And so I think I loved it a lot. And the vocals that I have at the end of the song, they were supposed to be on the chorus part, but I really wasn't feeling it. So I decided to throw the vocals at the end of the chorus with a little bit of Daft Punk vibes to it.
Oh yeah, you can definitely tell there's some like Daft Punk in there. So
Yes.
so let's go into your goals for future music and maybe some struggles in the past that you've had that maybe people can learn from. Do you have any of those?
Yes, I do. My goals for the future music is right now I'm working on a record label. That's what I really want to do. I plan on, because I'm with Repost Network, it's SoundCloud's own company right now. I'm with Repost Network, and a lot of artists don't have the opportunities to be on big companies like that. And I try to get a lot of my friends on Repost Network, and they all get denied. So what I thought about doing is doing pretty much like a co-op record label where I would have artists sign on to me for a period of time. We will work on music, release music, and I would give them the tools that I am given through Repost, through me. So that way they have an opportunity to like get where I can get, get on top, get the ball moving, because a lot of artists don't have the opportunity to directly pitch to SoundCloud or directly pitch to a singing company, or do what you're doing. Like what you're doing is revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be, yeah, you're welcome. And that's why I want to give, that's my goal. I want to give artists a chance to actually break through and actually get success for what they are, because every artist is talented, but a lot of people don't have the tools. So I want to make a company that gives artists the tools and the means the correct way without, messing them over, without making them break their pockets, because a lot of artists are broke. I totally understand. I was completely broke trying to make it in this music industry. It's not fun with nobody to help you out. So that's my goal for me, is to make a label that will not only help me, but help artists grow from literally nothing to something, to get them on the path to success.
So how would they be, if they're interested in that, can they DM you on Instagram? Would that be a way to do that? Or how should they get in contact with you?
Yes, they can. They can DM me on Instagram. We launched January the 1st. We relaunched January the 1st. They can DM me on Instagram. We can talk. I'm very flexible. I'm all about artists, what they need. I don't push any deadlines. I want people to get a chance to actually make it. That's what I want. So if you really guys want to collaborate, or you want to join a label, like I said, we launched January the 1st with Pual Saint Records. It's the company called. And I want to give every artist a chance to at least get featured on the SoundCloud, get a feature. With Repost Network, we do visual tracks. So if you're really just looking to get on SoundCloud, get visual track, and get promotions, then I can help you do that the right way.
Right. So what are some of the struggles maybe that you've had in the past that you think people could potentially learn from?
The struggles I had was false hope and dreams. I used to have, I used to struggle with trying to be like everybody else. I think that's the main issue. I was always told, I have friends that are already in the industry that always used to tell me, you're good how you are, like you're talented. Don't try to be like everybody else. And I used to go to these parties, these network events, and I used to try to be other people. And after a while, it hindered me, because if I was truly myself and I truly made the music I wanted to make and not just follow this flow that everybody thinks is okay to follow, then maybe I'd probably be further. But I'm happy I went through that. But that was a huge struggle with me not accepting that I am good enough, that I am good enough and I can make it. And with that being said, is that if you feel like you're not good enough, or you're not making it, or nobody's checking out your music, trust me, somebody's always checking out your music. You just need to know who to talk to and who to work with. And I wish I knew that. I wish I had somebody back in the days to tell me, dude, stop what you're doing, do what you're originally doing, and don't do everything else somebody else is trying to tell you what to do. Because at the end of the day, it's just you, yourself, and your music.
Right. No, I think that's great. So that kind of leads into the next question, which is what you would tell someone that's just getting started, right? Maybe you can switch it into the potential tools that they should be using, or the tutorials they should learn from at the beginning, just to get used to it.
Yes.
Do you have a specifically, when you were learning to produce, was there something specifically that did you learn from YouTube videos? Is there some sort of?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Yes, I had learned from YouTube videos. When I first started producing, I really didn't know what I was doing. So I was sitting there, I wasn't really putting a side chain, so all my stuff sounded kind of like crappy, sounded kind of like compressed, And so I watched a couple of people. I used to watch Virtual Riot videos. I used to watch Busy Work Beats videos, for prime example. And I used to watch vocal videos from vocal coaches, because I just really I wanted to be versatile at what I do, because I believe that you should be, And first starting off, I really didn't know how to play the piano. Everything that you hear, I didn't know music theory. I didn't know anything walking into this. And now 6 years later, I know music theory. I know how to play piano fluently. I'm starting how to play guitar. So, I had to learn a lot, and tutorials really helped me. And actually going online, just watching people play the piano keys. I have, what do you call it? Photogenic memory. I think that's the right way to say it. I'm sorry. So I watch people play a key. I watch people play the keys. I watch what they do, and I can repeat that. So YouTube University, yes. So YouTube helped me out a lot. YouTube helped me out a lot. And I'm really glad that YouTube was there because if it wasn't for YouTube and some of the people that I used to watch, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at.
Right. Well, I feel like that's been a lot of people that have been on here so far. That's what they're saying is YouTube's one of the best resources. So
Correct.
So I mean that was kind of the end of my question spiel. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we go? Do you have a new project that's launching soon? Where are you going next?
Right now I'm working on my debut album, which hopefully I'm gonna drop with you guys too. I want to put it on your site.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, so I have my debut album. It's gonna be really fire. If you like Interstellar, it's a lot of tracks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you some stuff. I'm gonna send you some stuff for you to check out. But I have some really cool tracks. I have some really cool people that I'm collaborating with. So I'm also looking for artists to collaborate with. So if you know anybody, just send them my way or go through the app, and I'm down to collaborate with anybody.
So I don't know if you saw a previous interview with Distonics, but he does his own production as well. You check out some of his music, and then Shu's music as well. He was we had him on last week, so they're both doing production, electronic. I don't know if they're the same genre as you, but I guess since you're collaborating, maybe it could be a mix. And like I said, we'll feature whatever you got. If you guys put anything out, let us know. We'll put it on Instagram, shout it out, that whole thing.
Definitely.
Sorry, I kind of cut you off though. Is there anything else you want to say before we head out?
You're fine. No, that's all. That's all.
Okay, awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Definitely. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Okay, guys, so that was the end of this Instagram Spotlight. If you're interested, if you like what we're doing, go ahead and shoot us a DM. We'll get back to you as soon as possible about having your own story on here. And we want to thank Paul again for coming on, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much.